Kiowas Retire at Hunter Army Airfield.
Estonia's president visits American troops.
And 3rd Infantry Division soldiers pay respect to World War II victims.
Welcome to this week's Marne Report. I'm Caitlin Kenny.
And I'm Sergeant First Class Jonathan Bell with 3rd Infantry Division Public Affairs. 3rd Squadron, 17th Cavalry Regiment, 3rd Combat Aviation Brigade made history as they retired the squadron's Kiowa assault helicopters at Hunter Army Airfield during a final training flight spanning the Savannah coastal region. Photojournalist Zach Renstrom was along for the ride and joined 3rd Cab for this historic event.
Today we conduct our final flight in an aircraft that has served for over 50 years. She's flown honorably, brought many of us home from the battlefield, but most importantly, been there to get ground forces out of harm's way.
The last time I was here in 2004, I was a troop commander and we got rid of the 58D out of the 3rd ID at the time. But at that time, we supported a lot of ground units down there at Fort Stewart. After we did our flyaway, there was no pomp and circumstance to it whatsoever. But a lot of the ground commanders came to me and said that they wanted to recognize the aircraft departing. So this time we decided to just do a overflight of Savannah area, Tybee Island, as well as down to Fort Stewart, Georgia, for numerous reasons. The first one is just to thank the community for their support over the years. The second one would be to make sure that the ground units know that we've always been there for them and we want to recognize them one more time. What I think is important for our soldiers is the legacy still lives inside of you. Each and every one of the people that have fought, fixed, worked on this aircraft, refueled it, rearmed it.
I'm honored to be able to fly as the senior instructor pilot in the squadron to lead our 3 troops on this final mission for the squadron. It's really humbling to be able to do this for these men and women, the finest warriors that I think we have today in aviation. I've been flying this aircraft for 17 years now. It's hard to see it go. It's hard to see us put this aircraft to rest. This aircraft has made a lot of sacrifices. This particular aircraft right here was built in 1970 originally. Myself included, a lot of these guys in this squadron, we have flown this aircraft on multiple deployments with multiple squadrons, and it's been shared and passed on. And there's a lot of history just in this aircraft right here alone. I've had a lot of intimate experiences in this aircraft, supporting our brothers on the ground, giving to them that sense of security that they get when we're overhead. It's been an honor to share that with them. If it meant that I was landing at a FARP with fumes, or I had shot my last round from my M4, I was gonna give it to them. And I can't think of a single aviator that has flown this aircraft that wouldn't give everything to provide that security to our soldiers on the ground.
I've been doing this for about 12 years now. I'm following a legacy of a long line of great pilots, stories, everything else that's come out of this community since its inception. And to be one of the last pilots to truly be able to fly this aircraft, like I said, it's a great honor. I hope that we do it right. For me, it's important. This aircraft's been a part of my life for the last 12 years. And shortly after these go away, I'll be retiring, and it's a good feeling to be able to know that I can kind of ride this girl to pasture. With the cavalry spirit, so a lot of these Kiowa pilots are starting to come back into the Apache airframe. Even though the bird's going away, we still have that spirit of the cavalry soldier that legacy is going to carry on after this and kind of work itself into the next community that they go with.
It is an awesome opportunity, and I am so grateful that I've had this opportunity to be a part of this aircraft's history, to be able to fly it, and to have the experiences that I've had.
I think the interesting thing about this aircraft, as we look at divesting her and taking it to the boneyard, is truly that mission support. So the Kiowa is the Cab Scout of the Army, right? So the heart of the out front concept is really this aircraft. So in the combat role, she's the aircraft that is as low to the ground as possible, as fast as possible, and will support any ground unit doing any mission whenever it's required. For the entirety of our last deployment for the 9-month rotation, we kept aircraft either in the air or available in a quick reaction force status for 24 hours a day for the whole rotation. This platform is one of the only platforms that's capable of doing that. So when you look at Kiowa pilots and why it's going to be hard for us to lose not just the machine, but hopefully transition that mission to a different aircraft. It really is the relationship with the ground force and the support for the ground force commander that Kiowa pilots have that passion for.
In the middle of the flight, I believe between Tybee and Fort Stewart, they're going to be putting flags out of the left sides of the commander's cockpits. It's just symbolic with our squadron commander out front, flying his flag, leading the way, and each subsequent commander putting their flags out, and we'll be seeing all 317 as a whole one last time.
It has been my privilege to fly this aircraft and my honor to serve with each and every one of you. For some today, this is your last flight forever. Some will transition to new aircraft and some will depart the ranks. But the legacy of this aircraft and this great squadron will always live on inside of you. Unfortunately, we all know some that didn't make it home, and we will recognize one of our own today over Warriors Walk. CWO3, James Groves III.
We are doing the Missing Man formation to represent the sacrifices that we've made, our brothers that we've left behind on the battlefield during the mission. This community has made its sacrifices, and we want to make sure we honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. 317 Cav's not going away. This is part of its history. Throughout all of the history of 317, we've transitioned from one type of aircraft to another. We've had Hueys, we've had Loaches. We currently have the Kiowa. To be the AH-64 is going to fill the role of the armed scout. It's just a transition. It's part of its growth.
You will always be a member of the cavalry. Damn few have worn the spurs. We will always remain a tight-knit group of troopers, and we will all meet again and share a drink someday on the Shady Meadow Green that we all know as Fiddler's Green.
Estonia President Toomas Hendrik Ilves visits soldiers from 173rd Airborne Brigade and 3rd Infantry Division during Operation Atlantic Resolve. The operation is an ongoing multinational partnership focused on joint training and security cooperation between the U.S. and other NATO allies.
Estonian President Toomas Hendrik Ilves visited the soldiers of Anvil Troop, 1st Squadron, 91st Cavalry Regiment, 173rd Airborne Brigade, as they conducted field training. Approximately 600 paratroopers from their brigade are in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve, an ongoing multinational partnership focused on joint training and security cooperation between the U.S. and other NATO allies. The president was able to talk with the Sky Soldiers and had an opportunity to experience the force of U.S. tanks from Task Force 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment. He concluded his visit with a photo with the troops. Reporting from Jovi, Estonia for the 16th MPAD, I'm Army Sergeant Summer Wood.
The Parliament of the Republic of Lithuania and its Ministry of National Defense hosted the soldiers of Team Eagle Task Force 27 Infantry based in Rukla, Lithuania, in a celebration of Victory in Europe Day held at Seimas Palace in Vilnius, Lithuania, May 8, 2015. It was the first ever visit of its kind, in where a substantial number of U.S. troops were invited to Parliament. The festivities included speeches from distinguished members of Parliament, followed by a meet and greet session where Team Eagle troops were afforded an opportunity to socialize with their hosts over refreshments. The day's events concluded with a tour of the Parliamentary Palace, highlighting Lithuania's rich history. Since regaining its independence from Soviet rule in 1990, Lithuania has fervently striven to bolster its government infrastructure and strengthen allied relationships. Among these actions include Lithuania's accession with NATO, along with several other Eastern European countries more than a decade ago. In light of Russian aggression in Ukraine, several NATO allies have converged to aid with this issue, to include U.S. armed forces. A key element in this effort is the Operation Atlantic Resolve, a multinational NATO initiative dedicated to enhancing Allied military strength, increasing interoperability, and continued security throughout Eastern Europe. The keynote speakers extended their gratitude for U.S. military presence and professed remembrance of the past and confidence in future endeavors.
Your presence here in Lithuania is extremely important, not only to us as politicians, not only participating in all kinds of political debates and that's it, but it's extremely important to our society, to our kids, to our students, to our working class, to our older class, for all Lithuanians. And thank you very much for that once again.
The command team of Team Eagle, 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment, talked with the Director of the Ministry of National Defense for the Republic of Lithuania, Euro-Atlantic Cooperation Department, during Lithuania's Victory in Europe Day ceremony. They discussed the visit to Parliament, training and cooperability between their forces. They also discussed the positive impact that American forces have on the people of Lithuania and how the American presence has served as a deterrent for the Russian aggression into the Baltic states.
Dignitaries from Latvia and surrounding countries attended the World War II commemoration ceremony Victory in Europe Day at Riga Brethren Cemetery in Latvia. The event honors the victims of World War II by laying wreaths at the cemetery. Attendees included the command team from 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division. Coming up on the Marne Report, find out when the outdoor pools open for the summer.
Hello, welcome. My name is Captain Christina Jaworski, and this is Staff Sergeant Nee Rivera. I'm a registered dietitian at Win Army, and she is my clinical NCOIC. So today we're going to be cooking light. What this is going to be is basically all these ingredients are going to make dishes that you could use in a slow cooker or a microwave. So that is the whole concept of cooking light, quick and easy meals that you can make in the comfort of your own barracks. And today we are going to be talking dessert. And this is a part of our cooking light recipes. And you could find these recipes at marnehealth.com. So what are we having for dessert? We have chocolate cake. So what I did here was I took chocolate cake mix because I just felt like chocolate today. And I also have angel food cake mix. And so what you do with this is you mix it all together till it's nice and blended through. And what we're making today with this chocolate cake is something called 3-2-1 cake. It's very simple, okay? Now, it's also cheap. So if you consider going to the grocery store, it costs a lot of money. There's also a lot of frosting on it. So you really don't have much control in that dessert, right? So today we're making this angel food cake / chocolate cake mix. I also have something special for up top. I have whipped cream and some strawberries, which is a lot less calories than probably that frosting. Now, one of the great things about this cake, it's about 100 calories. So that's pretty tough to beat considering it's almost the size, if not just slightly bigger than that cupcake you'll find at that grocery store. I am all about dessert, okay? If I'm gonna be cooking meals, I usually have a dessert or some kind of cookie, but that's another segment. All right, so I have that all mixed up. So what is 3-2-1 cake? You take a tablespoon and you go ahead and put that in this coffee mug here. 1, 2, 3. So 3 tablespoons of that chocolate cake angel food cake mix, about 2 tablespoons of water. So I have 1 and 2. And then you go ahead and you can mix it. Mix it real well. It actually foams up a little bit, so you want to be careful that you don't have too small of a cup. One of the nice things is with this portion, you could actually split it out and get those little, 8-ounce Dixie cups and fill it up halfway. And so you can make 2 cakes instead of this one that I'm making here in this coffee mug. So if you see here, it's pretty nice and mixed, okay? One thing that I really like to do is add chocolate chips. So maybe about half a tablespoon of chocolate chips. Gives people a nice little treat at the bottom when this is all said and done. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off. And then it's ready to go in the microwave for about 1 minute. So there you have 3 tablespoons of the mix, 2 tablespoons of water, and then 1 minute in the microwave. So chocolate is awesome. Now, how do you get that little bit of chocolate so that you can make sure that it's doing those great things that you always hear about in the news for you? That it's an antioxidant, this and that. Well, you need to make sure that your chocolate is at least 70% cacao bean. If it's not, then you're not really getting those benefits. So if you have milk chocolate or something that's 33%, you need to go a little bit higher for you to get those health benefits that you keep hearing about. So about 1 minute in the microwave for the chocolate cake, and it should be right about done. Okay. If you see in here, it's a bit foamy. It's airy, it's light, okay? And it's also tasty. So, Sergeant Nee, if we can go get the whipped cream, and we'll go ahead and add that, and some fresh strawberries. There you go. All right. If you look at that, that's pretty nice. I joke around, it's a thought that counts. So instead of buying that store-bought cake, you say, hey, I made a cake for you. Comes out just as nice. And then I think I have, what was it? We have some test tasters in here.
Really good. Really good.
So if you want to go ahead and check out that recipe, it's going to be marnehealth.com, and you'll have several other recipes in there about how to cook in the microwave and in the slow cooker. Thank you very much, and I am Captain Jaworski, and this is Staff Sergeant Nee Rivera, and this is Cooking Light.
Welcome back to the Marne Report. Are you looking for some fun things to do with your family? Then let's check in with Molly Cook, who's here to give us a look at an upcoming event.
Hi, I'm Molly Cook, and this is your MWR Minute. Get ready to break out the suntan lotion because the Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield outdoor swimming pools will open for the summer season on Memorial Day weekend, starting May 23rd. Soldiers, family members, and DoD civilians are invited to swim for a $3 daily pass, or can purchase an $80 family season pass to cut your costs. One pass is good for your entire family and can be purchased at the pools when they open. Children under 4 receive free admission. Cork and Pool at Stewart will be closed on Tuesdays, but will be open all other days from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. And Bryan Village Pool, also on Fort Stewart, will be open weekends only from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. The Hunter Outdoor Pool and Spray Park will be closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but will be open all other days from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, please call 912-767-3034. To learn more about our upcoming MWR events, visit us online at www.stewartmwr.com or www.huntermwr.com. FMWR, we're your complete destination for families, fun, and fitness.
To find out what's happening across Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, and Kelly Hill, we turn to the Frontline Newspaper.
Let's check in with Martha Jackson for this week's news.
Everyone, I'm Martha Jackson with FMWR, standing in for Elvia Kelly, and I'll be giving you the latest details from the front line. For the May 14th edition, you can expect to see how the Speed and Power Battalion competes for a much-coveted badge, see how the history of Hunter Army Airfield unfolded, and check out the new game in town, foot golf. There were no golf bags on the shoulders of the 40 soldiers and civilians who entered the Hunter Golf Course Clubhouse May 8th to participate in foot golf tournament hosted by the Hunter Garrison and the first one to be played on a U.S. Army installation. Foot golf is a combination of the popular sport soccer and golf. It's played with a number 5 soccer ball on shortened holes on golf courses with 21-inch diameter cups. The new 18-hole golf course is located on the front side of the Hunter Golf Course. Arriving in Germany 4 weeks ago, the 3rd Battalion 69th Armor Regiment has been hard at work at the Grafenwehr training area and the Joint Multinational Readiness Center at Hohenfels. During their second week in Germany, soldiers from the Speed and Power Battalion earned the privilege to compete for the prestigious German Armed Forces Proficiency Badge and Marksmanship Badge. The German soldiers' allies can earn this coveted badge should they accomplish all of the challenging tasks. Tasks ranging from proficiency in marksmanship to physical fitness and in soldier tasks. The 1920s marked the true beginning of civilian aviation in the United States. By 1930, nearly 1,700 civilian airports were established in the nation. In 1927, the city of Savannah bought 900 acres of woods, pasture, and swamp 3 miles south of the city limits for the first Savannah airport, later known as Hunter Field. In 3 years, using mostly chain gang labor, Chatham County ditched the area, graded the field with 400,000 cubic yards of sand, and planted it with Bermuda grass. The landing area was 4,500 feet long and 3,500 feet wide. Aircraft could take off and land in any direction. The original airfield lay roughly on what is now Hunter Army Airfield's parking apron. Join us on the Marne Report to catch the most current news and events found in the front line across Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, and online at our Team Stewart website at stewartfrontline.com.
Coming up, learn how you can enjoy a day of deep sea fishing.
Hello, welcome. My name is Captain Christina Yavorski, and this is Staff Sergeant Nee Rivera. I'm a registered dietitian at Win Army, and she is my clinical NCOIC. So today we're going to be cooking light. What this is going to be is basically all these ingredients are going to make dishes that you could use in a slow cooker or a microwave. So that is the whole concept of cooking light, quick and easy meals that you can make in the comfort of your own barracks. And we will be cooking some slow cooker lasagna today. We are going a little bit fancy, a little bit away from the microwave. Why? Because you could actually cook with a slow cooker in your barracks. We actually got this from the ACS lending closet. I had to sign a receipt and everything, but it's pretty nifty and I could use it for most days of the week pretty much. So what we have here today is going to be 93% ground beef that we heat on high for 2 minutes and then we drained. Okay, and then next we're just going to mix up the rest of the ingredients with this. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 onion. And I'm also going to add my tomato sauce. Get all that in there. Tomato sauce is a great source of lycopene. Next, we're going to also add the tomato paste. Scoop that all in there. Then, I'm going to go ahead and add about 1 cup of water. And mix that all together. We went ahead and we mixed the tomato sauce, the tomato paste, the onion, the ground beef together. Then we're gonna go ahead and add some spices as well. And that is about 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon of oregano, okay? And then we also have on there some garlic. So garlic is a great source of antioxidants as well. Back in Roman times, it was an antifungal and antimicrobial. Where does all the benefits come from? The sulfides. And it's also been related to the prevention of certain cancers as well. Again, if you go ahead and see garlic as a supplement, definitely it's better to get it from food, especially since it's been cut up and sitting there for about 10 minutes now, okay? Then we're gonna go ahead and grab the crock pot and layer. All right. So in the crock pot, we're gonna take about 1/4 of the sauce and layer it down at the bottom. Then we're gonna go ahead and take some spinach. Great source of calcium over here with the spinach. I'm just gonna put a layer there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add some lasagna noodles. Now you might need to go ahead and break that up, but you wanna go for whole grain lasagna noodles, okay? Oops. Doesn't have to be necessarily pretty because they'll be all mixed up in there. Nope. All right. Next, you're gonna go ahead and layer the cheese. If I could get that blue spatula. All right, so this cheese is going to be a mixture of mozzarella cheese, cottage cheese, about 2% is what I use today, and some Parmesan cheese. So go ahead and layer that up top. And then keep going and alternate. So we have more of the meat sauce up top, more of the spinach, and layering that. Going back with the noodles. Adding more of the cheese. Layering that out. More sauce. A little more spinach. Nope, I forgot the noodles. It's all right, it'll work out.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. I have to put the meat sauce on it anyway. Go ahead and layer that. Last layer. Go ahead and, actually, let's put more cheese. And finally, we top it off with the last of the meat sauce. So, you're probably thinking, hey, this is not going to feed one person. This is going to feed a lot more people than that. So this makes about 8 servings, okay? So you could share it with your friends, and most of these ingredients, well actually all of these ingredients you could find at your local commissary. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, put that on, and then we're gonna go ahead and plug it in and put it on low for about 4 to 5 hours. And so one of the nice things is if you wake up early enough, you could prepare that right first thing in the morning. So if you wanna go ahead and check out that recipe, it's going to be marnehealth.com, and you'll have several other recipes in there about how to cook in the microwave and in the slow cooker. Thank you very much, and I am Captain Yaworski, and this is Staff Sergeant Nee Rivera, and this is Cooking Life.
Welcome back. In this week's Task Force Fitness, enjoy an offshore deep sea fishing trip with Leisure Travel June 27th. Start the day bright and early at 5 a.m. at Jekyll Island Marina, from which you will launch into a day of outdoor fun. This event is $135 and open to those ages 12 and older. Register by June 19th. Call 912-767-2841 at Fort Stewart or 912-315-3674 at Hunter for more information.
That's all for this week's Marne Report.
You can watch the Marne Report in the morning at 5, 5:30, and 8 and 8:30. noon in the evening at 5 and 5:30, 9 and 11. Or, as always, check us out on the web at stuart.army.mil and subscribe to the Third ID YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Have a great week. Rock at the Marne!